Hi guys, I'm Amanda Fitzpatrick, taking a quick break in the studio between shows to record a very, very important message. I am talking to you about my big brother, Greg Lee, someone who has been in my life for more than a decade. I met Greg Lee a long time ago. You gotta understand, my history with NABJ is that of a legacy. My great uncle was a former president in the 80s of the National Association of Black Journalists, one of the founders who kept the organization going and made some important decisions to keep it where it is now. Well respected, but it was him that introduced me to the organization, Albert Fitzpatrick. But you know what? Once I joined the organization, it was Greg Lee who helped to keep me in the organization, who helped to steer me in the right direction with my journalism career. Anytime I needed him, he was there. I can remember when I was 21, a couple years ago, right? 20 years ago, when I was starting out in the business and I had an interview with BET. Greg lived in DC, near the headquarters, and I remember reaching out to him thinking, I don't know where I'm gonna stay, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for transportation. I just graduated college, and he offered me his home. He opened up his home and allowed me to stay there so that I could be able to get to that interview at BET. Didn't get the job, but that's not the point. The point is, since then, he has always been someone that I could call, that I could talk to about any problems that I was having, any things with the organization, anything personal, or anything with the industry. Greg Lee has been there. You know, the best part about this is we know what we're getting with Greg Lee. He was a former president with our organization, and I can tell you before he became president, there had been some issues, and then we had an awesome president with Congress Presley. Love her. She did a fantastic job getting us on track, and then to see Greg Lee to be able to continue to take that rod and to keep us going, and that's what I want to see for our group. Many of you can remember when you first started with the organization. For me, it was back in, I guess, 2004. I remember going to the conference in Orlando, and I remember going to the conferences in Milwaukee, you know, and at a time where I was so young and impressionable, and seeing where our organization was then, and to see where it is now. We're back on the right track, but I want to stay that way. I want someone in office that I can trust. I want someone in office who has been active as a president, who knows the ropes, who knows what they're doing. I want someone in office who knows us. His work with the young black journalists are the reason why a lot of us are where we are today, including myself. I'm a main anchor and a managing editor here at WWY in Wilmington. I've also worked in Dallas, Texas for 5 years as a reporter at NBC and an anchor at KDF. I also worked in Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, and I even freelanced in Atlanta. All of these are jobs that I've worked in a lot of major top 5 markets and top 4 markets, but none of that matters if it wasn't for the leadership of Greg Lee. Again, he's been a mentor, someone I could call for advice. And really quickly, I remember when there was a time when I was laid off from work and I needed to go to the conference and I couldn't afford it. But you know who I called? Greg Lee. Greg Lee made it happen. What do you need, sis? I can remember things that I tried to do and I needed just someone to talk to for advice. He always was there, always returned my text, always returned my call, because he's that guy. He cares about NABJ, and that is who we need in leadership. I'm tagging all my friends in the business to ask for your support, to ask for your vote. Go now, vote for Greg Lee for president, and also for Cheryl Smith for secretary. She has been a mother to me. I love her to the moon and back. She too has been someone who has been integral in my success, especially when I was working in Dallas and TV for 5 years during those on and off jobs. So make sure you cast your ballots for these very important people. Stephen Wright is also running for office, and Ken Lemon. Thank you all for your support, and if you're a friend of mine, trust me, you're a friend of Greg Lee, Cheryl Smith, Ken Smith, and Stephen Wright. Please cast your ballots and vote for them now. Thank you all for watching.